Okay, and he's back. I'm using my DJI Pocket 2 for this one just to keep stuff out of my way. So if you get a little bit of that up the nose action, I'm sorry for you. Today is the 20th. Auspicious day. I don't know why, but it is. So what I'm going to do today is doing a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about myself too much. What I'm going to be talking about is, and I don't have it here. Oh, I have one. Yeah. Uh, we all know if we bought the Mr. Carve M1, we were kind of like, in a way, left alone. There is one person from the company that's in the Facebook group, but the documentation left a lot to be desired. And on top of the documentation leaving a lot to be desired, there really isn't much out there, even though some other companies have used this cheap board with the BSL software, which SEACad is. It just wasn't enough. I know they had promised to put out some documentation that the company did. You know, like back when this came out, they're going to do a full tutorial on using the software. Well, we all know they didn't. So what I've decided to do today, and it's purely because of experiment, I'm going to talk to you in a second about what's going on. Let me see if I can get this all straight before I start this up here. Should have done this before I even started, but you know, hey, you know me. So let's see here. Good about that much of it. If you're listening, that was the sucker going off, my M1, and I'm going to describe what's going on right now. So every year, my office has a carnival, and no, it's for the people who have offices like myself. You know, they want us to host a game or something in our office. Well, I looked at the games they had. They were I don't know. I know they're for children, but childish, cheap, worthless. So my first year, what I did is I actually said, okay, I'm going to be doing a virtual roller coaster. Everyone's like, virtual roller coaster, virtual roller coaster. Okay, so I took my Oculus and I have the roller coaster software. Kids were like, woo, woo. It was great. So they were doing a virtual roller coaster. Second year, I had a shooting gallery. I had learned about gel blasters, bought a gel blaster, set up a shooting range in my office. This year, I was actually going to use another Kickstarter thing to create archery range. So I'm going to do archery, and it actually came and everything. And then I just went, you know what? I'm not doing archery. I still may do it. I still may make people, I don't know, fight for what's going on here. So what I decided to do was create a photo gallery. So people could come in, take a picture in front of a green screen, and please forgive me because this isn't the best. They get their picture engraved on a dog tag. So I went through a lot of iterations to get it because there's no instructions for getting pictures on. See, this isn't perfect. This is my wife's father. He passed a couple of years, no, about 4 years ago. Maybe it was left sooner than that. I'm trying to think about it. Her mother passed last year, so I figured they were perfect basis to work on and work on everything. So what I'm going to do today, this is probably going to be multi-part. I'm going to go through some of the basics of SEACad, since no one's really gotten that deep. And it's only because I had to learn this myself to prep up for next month, for our carnival. Forgive me if I drink during this. I know someone said, oh, don't eat while you're doing this. Remember, I'm just some dude. I'm not looking to monetize this channel ever, okay? I love hot and spicy V8. So, I'm going to start off here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to start this from the very beginning. Let it all shut down. I'm going to keep my settings here. Let's make sure I don't have anything on the camera. I'm going to just be blunt. Just start it off and we're going to talk. We're going through the basics and show you what I've done and what I figured out, because the outputs, you know what, I'm going to go grab an output. I got this output down, boy. Hold on, make sure it's right side up. See that? This is what I just pulled off the M1. I mean, I can't see it in this tiny, teeny little screen, but let me tell you, this is fantastic. This is the kind of stuff you buy on Etsy for 20 bucks. It's beautiful. So let's go ahead and go through it. I'm going to start this sucker up, and we're going to start up SEACad. I have multiple screens, so SEACad, I'm starting it from there, and then it's going to come over here. Come on, here we go. And then it's going to tell me, because I have another computer connected to the M1 right now. It's opening, but it's on another screen, but hopefully it's going to pop up on this screen here. Da, 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 da. Boom, here's SEACad that you know. What I had to do is I had to watch a bunch of EZCad videos and then try to translate them into SEACad. So here's a perfect example. Let's say this is gonna be, let me see if I can do it on this. No, it's not gonna do on this. I'm gonna just bring in a quick pick. Let's see here. Why is this? Oh, there we go. Just takes so long to. I'll just do this. We're going to work with this because it's not going to work with anything right now. So let's just go through it. Wife and her mother. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is resize it because it's way too big. So over here is size. Put on a dog tag. Let's just call it 40 right now. And it's going to redo it. It's down there. You want to try to drag it up. You don't have to do that. There are two ways to get it centered here. I'm actually going to get rid of this. There's two ways to get it centered. One, see now I ruined it because I clicked on something else, is you click here to place at the origin, which is going to be the center, or all you have to do is press C. I'll just press here to let you know it. I'll also drag it out, press C, boom, it just pops back in. So that's how you get it to the center. So you run it again. I'd rather do another one, but I mean, I'm just using this as an example. So I can hit grayscale, and now in theory I should be able to just laser this anywhere. You really don't want to do that. If you look at EZCad, it actually has another button that says dither. So it automatically does the dithering. Let's just say the grayscale is not going to come out as good. And we'll get into that in maybe a second video. I don't want this to run too long. If you're going to be doing this on anodized aluminum like this was done on, oh no, anodized aluminum, been painted some color. You want to do a reversal, and that reverses it. Again, I would do this someplace else, and we'll go over that. We're just going to play around with this for a minute. Now, from what I've known, so you can use the DPI that it's at. I would not do this for multiple reasons. Number one, it makes it look mushy. That's the only word I can think of. Mushy. Mushy. You want to actually get that down. The DPI found that is a perfect combination so far. This is just me. It's 500 by 500. Now this gives me a chance to talk about something else. This button here, this is like the OK button, and I think it even says OK on EZCad or something like that. I don't know why they called it application. Yeah, you need to keep pushing this after you do stuff, or else you're going to come back and have stuff not done for you. This, I don't know what it is, but it's the magic trick. This. Highlight it 22 times outlets is the magic trick. I don't know what it does, but it does some kind of magic. I've been playing around with different outlets, and for whatever reason, I'm just doing 255 right now. See, and now I get to go aside. The book, the manual, the piece of crap manual they sent with this. Now, this is a version 5 SEACad that I'm playing with here, but everything is still the same. Hold on, let me see if I still have the SEACad up. Don't tell me I closed the SEACad. Okay, I'm going to go take care of this. Hold on. Okay, let's bring up that beautiful bean footage. I'm just going to bring it over here for just a second so you can see. This manual is crap. It does not teach you how to do anything. They should be ashamed of calling this a manual. But you know what? We're going to get through this, and hopefully you're going to learn how to engrave photos and everything else on EZCad. I'm sorry, SEACad. I don't know if the manual for EZCad looks like. For all I know, it's just as crappy. It's just that when I went and looked for certain things, this is what blew me away. When I went and looked for certain things like outlets here, you should be able, now watch this, hold up. I'm only going to do this one time because if I do a search for outlets, it's not there. If I do a search for threshold, I'm not going to waste my time on this. It's not there. So how am I going to know what these are and what settings I should set, or at least try to get someplace? You don't. You know, they keep telling you just experiment, and the numbers they gave you with this thing, yeah, don't even worry about that crap. Throw it away. You can change the contrast. I noticed that contrasting does help a little bit. Right now, I am actually doing 0.5 for contrast application. And, yeah. So two-way scanning, you want to do that. You don't want to just go imp. You want to go both ways. So it's just a given. Dotting time, play around with that. What that is how long it actually stops. So it's actually like, it's going really fast. It's so fast you can't see it, but it's stopping. And that's how long it's going to stop on every point that it is engraving or putting power onto. You don't want, so it's according to what material you're using, because these are aluminum. I have steel dog tags here, but I decided to save a little money because I got like 200 of these literally for like $41, $41.99 off of Amazon, which means I can experiment a lot, and it's not a lot because this is coming out of my pocket. Everybody else who's running these games and whatever out of their offices, they ain't paying for it. The office is paying for it. I'm paying for this out of my own pocket. Right now, this was done with a 0.2 dotting time. Remember, this is 5. I got like SEACad 3 or something on that old ass laptop over there. But 0.2 seems to be working with outputs on. The magic is outputs. Play around with this number. It seems to do it good. I've tried different numbers. I've tried 1. I've tried 255. I've felt very little difference. But if that is not on, this crap ain't working. I have not. I mean, this is. You're supposed to turn this on. I don't even know what it does. Guess what? I don't even think it's in the book. I think I tried to look it up in the book. The manual is not even there. Like a lot of this stuff, they just put out. I figure by the time you come up with version 5, you kind of know what you're doing, but they didn't. So that's very saddening. You don't need to worry at this time about expanding. We're going basic right now just to create something. Power on aluminum. I found I can do this at 4,000 at 100%. So the speed, of course, is how fast it's going. The power is how much power it's putting on there. If you look at the ones that were like all whitish and stuff, these are slower speeds. When you started speeding it up or doing other stuff, you got darker, and it got to be much just better. Some of the speeds I found that were good is 1500 with 35 power for aluminum. So like these cards here, don't use these as an example because I don't have the proper settings. Use this as how good it can get, And like this is, you know, when I haven't like had it dialed in yet. See how good that is? So I would suggest, because I can get these done like this here. This was like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Looks beautiful. If you're looking at this in perfect, you're like, oh my, this is stuff you pay 25, 30 bucks on Etsy for. The frequency, I really love that they've done this. Now, the lowest frequency you can set is 20 through experimentation, because it's nowhere else. It's nowhere else. It's not on the website. It's nowhere. The frequency is 20 to 200. We're going to go, this is 101. We're getting like a 102. I'll go over it. We're going to leave the rest of this stuff for 102 stuff. But if you're doing aluminum and you want them done fast and looking good, this is pretty much your setup here. Oh, you don't actually have to turn on the grayscale. Well, you do, but the way I'm going to show you to do it, which may be this video, maybe another one, it actually have to be on. I actually tried to turn it on. It made a little bit of a difference. I can show you possibly on one of the experiments or samples. But this is my settings right now. So this will create this. See how beautiful it is? And to be honest, this is 90% of what you need. Make sure you don't click this. I clicked this one time by accident on the other computer because this is actually below where you can see it, and somehow it got clicked, and I couldn't figure out. It's like, how come these are never finishing? They're going over and over and over again. Now, let's talk about text and some other stuff. I'm going to get rid of. Actually, I'm just going to slide this for a second. So one of the things we're going to do, and I don't know if you can do it here, but you know, hatching, if you've ever heard of hatching. So I'm going to draw a box. This is actually going to be kind of real world. And I'm going to, so this here is your lock and unlock. And that's to lock the dimensions. So if you wanted to change dimensions of this, if you wanted to stay proportional, keep that locked, unlock it is going to allow me to move stuff. I mean, hold on, watch this. See, got a little wider. Got a little taller. Oh, let's snap it to the center by hitting C. Oh, well, look at that. Now, out of practice, I would learn to just lock this sucker back after you're done. Let's go over some stuff up here. It's gonna know what I'm not gonna do this one just yet. So I got that done. Whatever you click on, it's gonna stay there. So if after I finish a circle, it's ready to do the next circle. If I want to go back and be able to move and just go around, I need to click this little arrow here. Scroll wheel in, scroll wheel out, scrolls out. Simple, simple. Left wing selects. You can't left wing. Left clicker selects. You can do a cut, copy, and paste. Now, if you look over here, you actually can select the different elements. You can also move elements around, and whatever is on top, that is what is going to engrave first. So you can control your layers of engravement. Engraving. Okay. So now we'll talk about hatching real quick. What hatching is that's when you see the ones on the, as a matter of fact, this one got hatched. So you see them, it's like going at the angles. That's hatching. The pictures are raster, so they just go back and forth. If you were to try to hatch a picture, I'll show you later, it's not going to come out good for you. So you hit that. By the way, if you've been using EZCad, that's a H with some hash marks on it. Here, I don't know what the heck that is. So, is that a good one? I'm going to just go thing. So, You got different pins. I'll explain pins in a second here. And what the pins can do is this is where you can set the individual power. So when you're using that pin, the angle is the angle that it's going at. So 45 degrees. Actually, 45 is like this for that thing. So think of a protractor, 45 degrees that way. Your line is your line spacing in millimeters. So the lower / bigger this number is, however you want to look at it, the more time it's going to take, but the more lines it's going to put in there. So let's say you can put this at 0.005 millimeters, which is going to be 10 times as many lines as 0.05. I know because I just did it in a calculator. Number is the number of times it's going to do it. So it's separate from the number that's over here. Now coming up here, you got your different hatching patterns. So this is the most common. It's basically going beep, beep, beep. I don't know really what's the difference between this one. It must pop up or something. Supposedly the other one was the most common. This is a spiral type pattern where it spirals out. This one's just, you can see it, you can trace it right there. Some kind, I don't know, I'd love to try these out. This is 101 right now, because I already got my settings where I know where I need them to be at. If you wanted to do it both ways, where you see it where it does is this, and then it comes back and does it like this, that's your cross hatching. So it's going to do 90 degrees perpendicular to whatever it was hatching at. Now you got different hatches that you can do. So you can actually, this is to enable the hatch. So if you don't want the others hatched, you just make sure they're not enabled. This button right here. If you'll notice that you can do up to 4 of these. So in other words, you can do it this way and that way and all these other ways. Also, you can do this, like if you want to go it this way, that's minus. This way, it's minus 45. So instead of 45, whatever angle you want. But I've already selected it, enable, hit it. I have no idea what it says. All I know is pin number 1 because it's black. Okay, so if I were to print this out, it'll go zzz, zzz. Actually, it's zzz, 90 degrees perpendicular, zzz, like that. And at 0.005 millimeters, so it's going to be a real tight, nice thing. So going into it, let's talk about pins real quick. Supposedly, for EZCad, you're supposed to select here first and not just click up here. And then that doesn't make any sense whatsoever because you only have so many here. And you got like, hold on. You got a crap load of pins. Look at this. Look at all these pins you can use. 255. No, that's BS. So anyway, right mouse click, modify the pin number parameter. So here, I guess you maybe can check. Yeah, I can choose my colors here. I hadn't tried to do it before. This is actually where you can check the speed instead of using this. If you're using a pen, this is the for the default. So I could change this to, let's say, 10,000. By the way, the frequency range, the speed range goes up to 10,000 for this. Like if I put 1001, it should give me an error. It did not. Let's try. Okay, hold on, because I know this doesn't work. See? So hold on. It just did it for 1001. Okay, so 10500. No. Why did it let me do that? 1001. Yeah, it was just because it was the pen, so it would have come back with some kind of error later on. Why didn't that go back to 400 like this? Oh, it did. Just did. So getting back to that pen. Frequency. Like I said, it goes up to 200 frequency on this one, which is actually really good. Because if this was a real fiber laser, there are 3 fiber laser sources. I've been looking at a lot of videos this weekend. You have the Max, which is a cheap Chinese source that only goes up to 100 kilohertz. You have the Rakis, which is a good one, which a lot of the ones out there you see is going to be Rakis. That only goes up to 100. And you have JPT, which is the best. It goes up to 200. But this goes up to 200 for whatever source, whatever reason. It's actually really cool. And what it is, let me show you this real quick. Now, if you notice on EZCad, there is like a little button with some circles on it. That is actually this here on this. And this shows you as a demonstration of what's going on. So the more, so like this is 30,000 hertz, which is 30 kilohertz. So every time the beam hits, it's doing it, and it's like burning real hard. Burning, burning, burning. So the lower your frequency, the darker your mark. Now, if you look at those, some of those videos, and they're going, and you know, like this is black, and then this is white. They're controlling that through frequency. And so, like, I'd put this down as 100. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, maybe I just need to do it here. What's it doing? Okay. So it's showing that it's like, even though it looks like it's a lot, but it's like really not putting much power into each one of them. Because it's not putting that much power into it, that's what causes it to be lighter. See, it does go up to 200 for this one. I don't know why it was doing that. Must have been trying to do something. Oh, I know what it was doing. It was that speed was off, so it wasn't allowing that. See, it's putting less and less, more and more energy into it. The white you see is the energy. So if you get all the way down, this thing doesn't even do 1 hertz. But it would be just really pumping in there if it did. That explains the hertz. I can't do the config because it's you have to be connected. Red light, of course, lights it up. Mark is what where it lights it up. You know, where you see the little square or whatever, and you can like position your material. And mark is what actually starts it up going. Again, be careful not to click this one. Just some basic text stuff. I'm going to move this. Well, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to keep this on 101. Do text here. And you're going to have this text box here. You can change it here, you know. Application. And if you want to change stuff, see, can I do it? Where is it? It's not array. There we go. So we can change the type of font here. And let's see here. You can change the size if you want to, or you can change it by just dragging here. If you enter variable text, it gives you some really cool stuff. Like if you go to okay, I'm sorry. You got to put something in here first. Just stupid. Increase. It's this plus on I know it's add on EZCad, and it's increase here. So here is when you see stuff about like when they did the Kickstarter where you can have a bunch of variable stuff and then like mark. This is where you do it at. You just come here and just do serial number, put in your stuff. You can put in dates and times things were printed and all the rest of this stuff. And also, let me see if I can do this. No. Gotta find it. Gotta find it again. Okay, not there. I was trying to find the place where you can. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, this is where you can do some alignment stuff. There are other places you can do alignments up here, 101. This is where you can do the bold and italic and some other stuff, application. And why did it just disappear? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Really good. So here's your undo. There we go. Here's hello. So I did something there. Oh, while it disappeared, I'm going to show you something real quick. If you look, here we go, and there we go. Here we go, there we go. So, you know, like in some graphics programs, you have a little eyeball that's open and closed, and you can close that so it doesn't print out. You can do the same thing here. Why would I do that? I've actually now started working like on a templates for the Carnival, and I can like create a template and then help it with the use it to help with alignment. And then once it's aligned, I can turn it off, and then I can drag the next one in, and I just can keep going and going and going. This has gotten to be about 30 minutes. I'm just debating what to do next, because I think it's enough. But I'm just going to do this one. Hold up. What the heck? Okay, there we go. So there are different ways to do things. You know, somebody's going to come up, oh, have you thought about Inkscape? Yes, I thought about Inkscape. Yes, I've thought about the Adobe suite of products. Yes, you have to pay for this. Those questions are now answered. I'm showing you one way. I'm keeping this 101 for right now. So I suggest using Imager, because remember I talked about that dotting thing that is missing in here, or at least I haven't found it yet. And I've checked the stupid manual. Yeah, this takes care of that. And it does some other cool stuff. So like, let me see, what shall I do to show you how great this is? So number one, if I need to remove the background, I actually have remove background here, BG removal tool. And in all honesty, it works okay. I prefer to use Canva. I have a pro account there. Uploading, I mean, we're just going to do this real quick. So I'll just take, whoops, like this photo here. I bring that in. And it's, oh, here it comes. It always wants you to change the DPI. You can do that with resize here. For this experiment or example, I can just come here and do it. It's just going to slow things down if I make it a higher DPI. Hit material. Oh, by the way, this is a paid version, but you do have some things available on the free version. So just to let you know that. Right now I've been finding Norton looks really good, so I'll hit Norton, anodized aluminum. Okay, it's going to take care of the, see, it's going to ask me, please resize your image. No, I'm going to continue. And it's acting slow today. Everybody must be doing this on a Sunday because it's the 20th, so you know what day it is. See, this is the dithering pattern, and this is how it's going to, every place that's dark is where it's going to hit. So it's going to bring out, and it's going to become light or white or whatever. So I can preview it. This is what it would look like on anodized aluminum. This takes a minute. I also suggest you, like I've done here, if you notice it says like the type of pattern or algorithm. Once you get it dialed in the way you like it, I would go for each one and just figure out what's going to look best on that material. I didn't have it dialed in by this time. So this is what it looks like, supposedly. And what do you think? Not bad. Okay, that covers that. So I'm going to call this. Oh, yeah, I forgot to apply it. So hold on. I'm sorry. I got to finish this up. Hatching. Okay. Now it's this black color that shows the hatch. You can actually like, one other thing I forgot to show you. So scroll in with the wheel to scroll in, scroll back to scroll back. But if you want to move around, press the wheel in and you can move around. See, there's the hatching pattern right there. And this cross, I can actually change it. Now that I have this, well, let's select it. Now that I have this selected, I can actually go over and go to the hatch again, and I can actually change it. I can take the cross fill out. Watch this. No cross fill. Or, let's see, I can come in here. I could change the line. You see? Look at that. See it? Oh man. 10 times the distance between the two. Let's see. Let's look at another one. We can look at the other patterns, what they're going to look like printed out. So, well, that was a waste. That's the same. Did I actually apply it? Let's see. I did. It looks the same as that other pattern. It may be useful for something else. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if I'd want to do that on here. This is the actual pattern or the path that the laser will take. But I don't know, maybe there's an application for that. Let's look what the next one does. You see? It hits there, up, thump, thump, thump. And let's see what the next one does. This is going to be interesting. I think that's the dotted one. Okay, I see what it does. Do you see the difference? It doesn't, on some of these, actually like do a back. Okay, I got it. It's the first time I've done it. I only just learned you could go this deep in to see what the pattern actually is going to look like. And another one to think about is, hold on, I'm going to change it back to this. I just want you to see this real quick. Because this is one of the things, like when they finish up on the stuff, and it's like, oh, how they do that? This is how they did it. So keep a look right here. I'm going to over closer. Even closer. Ready? Boom! Enable the contour. Boom! This is when it finishes up. Goes when you see that around the letters, that's how it did that. And you can actually have it do that first before it goes in and do the rest of the cross hatching. I think that's a good one. You know what? I'm not satisfied. Of course, you can flip it. Let's see if we can get her back. Yeah, there we go. Now here's one. You know, what if you needed to have this at an angle or something? Now, this is probably more 102, but watch this. I click this. Boom! I can click again. It goes back to where I can change the size. That is a good ending to a 101. So, hope you guys enjoy. Okay. At some point, I ran out of. See, it's a good thing this is running on two different cameras in a way. Now I wish the other camera was running. Yeah, I just realized my SD card is full. I don't know when it went full. Hopefully just not too long ago. And because of that, you no longer see my face. But you got to see what I was doing here on screen. I hope you enjoyed what you got today. I'm going to be changing things up just a little bit if you made it to this point. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, less complaining. I've got so much to complain about. And, you know, maybe it'll be a good video like this and then a complaining video, because my latest complaint is against the USPS, because I'm probably going to save it from other channel. It's just some unbelievable stuff. I'll just make it real fast in 30 seconds. You know, they leave one of those messages like they came to your house to leave something, but you weren't there and it required a signature. Okay, fine. Everyone was here, but, okay. Wait the next day. Nobody delivers anything again. So go to the post office. It's like, oh, it's not here. Just wait. Your postal carrier will deliver it. Okay. Next day, nothing. So go back to post office. Says it's at the distribution center. Like, why does it get sent back to the, won't answer why it got sent back to the distribution center. And then told my wife, do not come back here with that slip of paper again. Do you believe that? I find it hard to believe. Oh, and by the way, since they told her not to come back with that slip of paper again, it's been 3 days, nothing. And I think it's from a Kickstarter, and they required a signature. So they're just blowing me away, and I have no idea who it is. And it's really, really ticking me off. But I'm going to cover that in another video on another channel. Anyway, see you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.